Hello everyone, welcome to Engineering and Economy. I'm Dr. Nathan. Today we are going to discuss about hybrid inverters. So the hybrid inverters basically can perform both function, whether converting from DC to AC and AC to DC. It can convert the current from both direction, and this is one characteristic. Another characteristic is that hybrid inverter can accept the uh, current flow from two sources. The normal inverter cannot accept the current flow from two sources. It is accepting only from one source. But hybrid inverter is a smart inverter which can do multiple functions. So we will go into detail each and everything. Before that, this is the continuation from last videos about the AC coupling system and DC coupling system. So please go and watch these two system, AC coupling system and DC coupling system, where we clearly discussed that where we need the hybrid inverters. So if you go and watch, you can understand that for the AC coupling system, we definitely need a hybrid inverter. So now the question is whether you want to choose the AC coupling system or DC coupling system. If you are choosing the AC coupling system, you need a hybrid inverter. If you want to choose the AC coupling or DC coupling, you can find from the last videos whether you have to choose the AC coupling or DC coupling. Okay, so let's go into the topics discussion. So what is that? The hybrid inverter is made by combining solar inverter and battery inverter. What we call solar inverter mean whatever the solar panels producing the total power is converted DC power will be converted into AC by a solar inverter. When we say solar inverter, we connect the inverter directly from the solar panels through the charge controller. That inverter function is whatever power energy coming from the solar panels convert into DC. Sorry, whatever DC current coming from the solar panels convert into AC. So that's a solar inverter. The battery inverter means whatever DC current coming from the battery, when we pull from the battery, it convert into AC. So both inverters going to do the same job, converting DC current into AC, but we call battery inverter and the solar inverter because of the functionality. So hybrid inverter, it handle intelligently both function. So hybrid inverter can convert the solar panels power, DC power into AC, as well as it can pull the power from the battery and convert into AC. So whenever there is a need that you want to supply power from two sources, the hybrid inverter is a most suitable option. Okay. The main difference is that a hybrid inverter can work with both renewable and traditional energy resources. So normal inverter can only work with the renewable energy resources. Normal inverter mean whatever usually in our house in Sri Lanka we have, if you have a solar panel, you usually have a normal inverter, that is a grid tied inverter. That inverter will do whatever energy the power generated by solar panel just convert into AC current, then supply to your house or residence, whatever you are doing. Okay, but that has a lot of limitation. The normal inverter having a lot of limitation, but the hybrid inverter is smart inverter. You whatever function you are expecting, you can do through the hybrid inverter. Okay, so that's another difference, and so it can take power from batteries as well. The hybrid inverter can take power from battery and convert into AC current. So what are the limitations? We go by one. What are the limitation of normal inverter so that you can understand a hybrid inverter in a better way. So what first limitation is a one-way power flow. It means whether this normal inverter can take only power from either solar panels or from battery. You cannot say to the normal inverter take half of the power from solar panels, half of the power from battery. It is not possible because it is a one way power flow. So the normal inverter can function in one way power flow. Okay. So normal inverter cannot store the excess power for the later use. Okay, you are using the normal inverter to supply the power to the house, so that will do the only one job. They take the power from solar panels and supply to the house. That's it. It cannot do another job. Okay. Then second limitation is the grid dependability. So solar inverters are depend on the grid. As I said, many people do not know. I keep saying many times this fact. Many people do not know. Whatever you have in your house, that's a normal inverter. That normal inverter always work with a grid supply. If the grid goes shut down, then this inverter also goes shut down, automatically shut down to ensure the safety of the utility workers. I explained in my previous videos why we are having such a setup that the normal inverter will work whenever the grid is available. So it is depend on the grid. So grid dependability is another limitation of the normal inverter. What is the third limitation is no backup power. So the normal inverter cannot store any backup power for its self consumption. I mean the to start the normal inverter, you need a grid power. It is not. It doesn't has any storage, inbuilt storage with the normal inverter. Okay, so whenever the grid goes off, normal inverter is died. You cannot start the normal inverter. So that is a positive side of the normal inverter, cost effective because cheap. It's a price compared to the hybrid inverter. The price is low, so it is affordable. That's why I think 90-95% of the people in Asian countries they have only the normal inverter. That's a grid tied inverter. So whatever we are installing with your solar panels, you have a grid tied normal inverter. So normal inverter only work with this limitation, because many people asking me after I am publishing a lot of videos. Many people asking question like, can I install a battery, can I get this power from battery and the panels at the same time. There are a lot of different choices you're asking. So normal inverters is not suitable for any other choices. Normal inverter made for only one choice. One choice is simple, that whatever solar panels generating, it will be converted into AC by normal inverter and supplied to your house. If it is excess, it will send to the grid. That's it. So there is no other option. You can make it using normal inverter. So let's look at the features of the advantage of the hybrid inverters. So bi-directional power flow. This is one of the major advantages, a bi-directional current flow. So hybrid inverters supports a bi-directional current flow, enabling energy to be both imported from the grid and exported to the grid or stored in the battery. So any function you can do at the same time. So you can store in the battery, at the same time you can export to the grid. Okay, so this is bi-directional current flow. You can understand what is mean bi-direction. Current can flow both direction. So that is a advantage of the hybrid inverter. So your question is like, can I get the half of the energy from the battery and the half of energy from the solar panels during the daytime? Yes, through the hybrid inverter you can do that. And another people asking like, can I charge the battery about 50 percentage in the daytime, and can I export to grid another 50 percentage to earn money? Yes, that is also possible by a hybrid inverter. So energy storage capacity, the built-in it has energy storage capacity, the built-in energy management system. It is already having the inbuilt built-in energy management system. So because it has inbuilt energy storage during the peak demand or the grid outage, this is very helpful for the whenever grid goes off, still this hybrid inverter can function independently without relying on grid. It can function. You can convert the power from the solar panels and supply to the house, or you can pull the power from the battery and supply to the house. So grid independence. Next one is a grid independence. So as I said, it is not depend on the grid. The solar panels, the hybrid inverter not depend on the grid. That is another advantage. Then the next advantage is the automatic switching. So this hybrid inverter it work as a switching device. It's controlling and is smartly switching the devices. Okay, whenever you want to export to the grid, you connect with the grid. This the our house is connected with the grid to export to the grid. Whenever you don't want to take the power from the grid, you cut off the grid and you are supplying your own demand by using your batteries and solar panels. So whatever options you want to remove the grid, you want to cut off the battery, I mean you don't want to take the power from the battery, any options is possible by switching. So this switching is smartly programmed in this hybrid inverter. We can modify the program as well, as you are asking, like can I charge 50 percentage and can I export to the grid another 50 percentage during the daytime. Yes, that is possible by using hybrid inverters. And monitoring control, last one is monitoring control. It's in a smart way. You can get the mobile apps through the mobile apps or web portal. You can get the data. You can understand how much is charging, the battery is charged now, how much power is exported to grid now, how much power is generated by the solar panels right now. So every time in time, like every 5 minutes, you can usually every 5 minutes you can get the data from the hybrid inverter. So hybrid inverter is a smart device, but it's really expensive, but it's a smart device. Now it's your choice that whether you need a hybrid inverter or not. So features of the hybrid inverter: greater energy management is a common feature, is a greater energy management, because if you are doing any energy management kind of projects, or you are installing these solar PV system to a factory or big government buildings or office spaces, hybrid inverter is more suitable, because you have to prove to the department or the people that after installing these solar panels and the battery system, your electricity bill is reduced, you store a lot of energy, it's more profitable, more benefit. So everything is you need to show to the bosses or the management by using the data. So you need to collect the data. The hybrid inverter provide the choice of different type of energy management. Okay, so if you are aiming for energy management, then it is a good advice to have a hybrid inverter. Load shifting and time of the use optimization. So load shifting mean usually in developed countries, whenever the off-grid time, sorry, off-peak time, the grid will say, the grid operating company, electricity company says that I will sell the power in a cheap price. So during the time, people usually charge their electric vehicle because they want to charge electric vehicle in a cheap price. So same scenario, they will charge their battery as well, because during the cheap hours, cheap electricity price hours, they want to charge their batteries as well. So this is can be possible. Time of use optimization, what time you are going to use. And again, you want to sell the power to the grid whenever the electricity price is high. So during the peak hours from evening 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., you're happy to sell to the power to the grid by reducing your load demand. That is called load shifting. You are in your house, you are not using much of the load during this time, 7 to 9 p.m. You are not going to use the washing machine from 7 to 9 p.m. because you are going to shift your load to the off peak hours, and you are going to get a more profit from whatever you generate power. So this all is possible. These are the very high the high content for the research, because if you go search load shifting, there are a lot of research papers coming. If you search time of use optimization, there are a lot of research papers coming. And again, energy management policies or practices. So it's all open up the way, open up the door for the research and development in energy business, energy power system, about energy related areas or renewable energy based power system. Now, the question is that choosing between solar inverter and hybrid inverter, it's your choice. As I said, it's your need. It's based on your need. If the budget is first concern, the normal inverter is a cheap price and the cost effective. Hybrid inverter is expensive, really expensive. So it's a matter of your choice whether you want hybrid inverter or not. Okay. So then the backup power. So If you have frequent grid outages, then you are thinking about backup power, then the hybrid inverter is a good choice. And you can have a hybrid inverter with a lot of smart functions, energy management function, also with a backup power during the energy outages. And future expansion, if you also possible, if you have a hybrid inverter, they add battery storage and their solar PV system in future is easy for you to add batteries in the future. And the energy independence, I already explained that it is if you have a hybrid inverter, you are independent from grid. So whenever you don't want grid, you can remove the grid, you can cut off the grid supply, and you can work independently. And whenever grid fails or power interruption coming, you will not get affected. Okay, look at this diagram. It's nicely put that the normal inverter, what is happening here, we got the power from the solar panels coming to this normal inverter and go to the battery. Actually, it is not doing anything. It's just a DC is storing in the battery. It's just a path. Okay. Then from the battery, it is pulling the power, and this is DC from the battery. The DC power will come DC, and it is converted into AC using the normal inverter and supplied to the house. AC. So this is typically the DC coupling system. If you watch my previous video, you can easily understand this is a DC coupling system. So this cannot do a direct conversion, like it is not supplying power in a different way, like half of the power from the solar panels directly supplying to the house and half from battery. You cannot do that both. As I said, is a one direction. Current flow is a one direction. You can't have two direction. One is from here, one is from here. You can't have. Okay, that is the different in the this normal inverter functionality is limited to the one direction current flow. So your energy source is now is a battery. For the house, the energy source is battery. It's not the solar PV. Battery is the energy source. So whatever you want to get, you will get from the battery. So from the battery, you're getting the power to the house. So solar panels is charging the battery. That's it. Okay, so it's a one direction. So hybrid inverter, it's a beauty of the hybrid inverter is that you can have a multiple current flow direction. One is that this the solar panels supplying the house. At the same time, you can supply by the battery as well, because if it is solar panels energy is not enough, you can supply the rest of the power from the battery as well. Let's say this is supplying 70% of the demand, household demand. It is supplying the 30%, battery is supplying 30%. Both can function at the same time. This is the beauty of the hybrid inverter. And in case, even if you want some percentage of energy from the grid also can function at the same time. Let's say this is only giving 20%, and the rest 10% has to come from the grid, the demand. So anything is possible. And if you want to, now you want to stop this current flow direction, you want to charge the battery, yes, solar panels will go to the hybrid inverter and charge the battery. And if you want to charge the battery using the grid supply, yes, that is also possible. Grid supply, the AC current come to inverter and convert it into DC and charge the battery. So any options are possible in hybrid inverter. So this can directly supply the power to the load and charge the battery. In addition mean in the same time. In addition mean at the same time it can do two tasks. One is supplying the power to the load and charge the battery. This is not possible by the normal inverter. Normal inverter either charge the battery or either supply to the house. It cannot do the both function. Okay. Um, Grid power, you can charge the battery by using can charge the battery using the grid power as well, and or solar combinations, or solar power, or combination of both. As I said, it can charge the battery by combining the grid power and the solar power. So charging can be done by two energy sources. One is a grid, power from the grid, and power from the panels, solar panels. Both at the same time can charge the battery. So this is all not possible by a normal inverters. Okay, we are coming to the end. The hybrid inverter, putting in the simple terms, I always highlight these key factors. Putting all the function in single device, all the functions in single. You can simply understand whatever you have doubts. Can I do this one? Can I do that one? Can I charge the battery and at the same time can I supply power to the load? Everything is possible in a hybrid inverter. Okay, and you can have a grid connection, you can have a batteries, you can have a diesel generators that also supply power to the house. Everything you can combine by hybrid inverter. Draw the power from the grid to charge the battery. So all the combinations are possible in hybrid inverter. Okay, so in a simple definition here, hybrid inverter says that I search in many websites and get what they are talking about hybrid inverter. Standard inverter, but added benefit, it can work in with both AC and DC. Differ from PV inverter, hybrid inverter battery port enable two-way power conversion. That is a DC to AC and AC to DC. Need battery if possible, hybrid inverter without one. Okay. It is not necessary to have a battery always, but if you have a battery, then the hybrid inverter is a good one to manage the battery. And hybrid inverter will work just like a regular inverter. If you don't have battery, then hybrid inverter work like a normal battery. Then because this charging discharging problem not there, so uh, even support generators. Hybrid inverters even support generators to ensure power during the off grid. In the off grid or during any power outage time, it can get the power from generators, small diesel generators. Okay, the normal inverter, another function is hybrid inverter combine the charge controllers, every appliances, the combiner box, everything is inside the hybrid inverter. But normal inverter we need to have a combiner box. Okay, look at it here. We normal inverter we need to have a combiner box. It's supplying to power, solar panels are supplying power. We combine here and supply to the inverter. But look at the hybrid inverter. So two panels are supplying, but we don't need anything. We can directly connect to the hybrid inverter because hybrid inverter is a smart device which already inbuilt with a charge controller and the combiner box or any junction box. Everything is there together with this device. So you don't need to worry about any other sub appliances. I would say sub appliances. I mean charge controller need for taking care of charging. The charge controller is a sub device, and the combiner box is the sub device. I would say usually because a sub device means it's not like a inverter. It's a sub device. We had to combine somewhere. So the hybrid inverter is a very useful and expensive appliance which can do whatever function you would like to do. So it's a nice picture here. We have a hybrid inverter in the house. It is here, and we have the grid supply. You are supplying power to the house in this way. The inverter also supplying at the same time some other loads. It is also possible you divide the load into two sections. One section supplied by the grid, another section supplied by the inverter, and also at the same time it's charging the batteries. So all functions are possible by a hybrid inverter. So that's all. We come to the end of this presentation. Please subscribe this channel and provide your help. So we are talking in depth, we are analyzing, and we are opening the door to do a research. You can come up with a new idea. Instead of having hybrid inverter, I can do this, so this is better than having a hybrid inverter. You can come up with the new ideas. So that is research, because you can compare the hybrid inverter price, and you can create another controller, like a small controller that can do a switching job or kind of things between the battery and the grid and the solar panels. So those all are ideas. Okay, so if you can do that, that will be a good research topic. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.